Good evening, everybody. It is Meteorology Agent Forecast, guys, and welcome back to the video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful Monday evening, guys. I do apologize for posting a bit later than expected. I was supposed to post like at 6 o'clock, but I actually spent a lot more time walking the trail and playing tennis. Me and my friend actually found a lot of stuff. We found like 3 huge pumpkins in the middle of the woods, and we actually found deer bones too, so that was quite cool. And then we played some tennis. So yeah, that kind of just all delayed everything, guys. But I'm actually glad I did not post as when I was supposed to, because we just have blizzard warnings issued for Wyoming and areas for southern Wyoming, actually near Cheyenne, guys. So I'm so glad, because that was just issued a couple minutes ago. But yeah, we have blizzard warnings have been issued ahead of winter storm Dorothy, guys. So yeah, this is gonna be a major snowstorm. It's actually blizzard. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. It really means a lot when you guys support my channel. Also be sure to hit the big like button. Let's try to get this to 15 likes, because this is my triple upload, so let's try to get most likes, and let's try to get this to 100 views. But yeah, without further ado, let's get in this video. So again, here we have, we actually have so many more advisories now. We've had millions of people added to windstorm warnings now. We now have this huge area right here. So this is definitely like a major snowstorm. And we now have windstorm Ezekiel now named too. So we have two. This is going to be a very busy week. Again, we have these blizzard warnings in effect in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I believe that's in Cheyenne. In southeastern Wyoming, we do have windstorm warnings outside of for southern Wyoming. We have areas in Denver and Colorado Springs. We have northwestern Kansas. We have Omaha now under windstorm warnings. We have almost a lot of Nebraska under those windstorm warnings. Southeastern South Dakota has now had a couple more additional that are now covering Sioux Falls. Again, we also have Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, and Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Those areas in the Midwest have all been added to the windstorm warnings. So yeah, we have a huge update, guys. These are like millions of more people have been added, and we have a couple thousand in blizzard warnings. We also do have the windstorm watches out there for the northern part of Michigan, as they will be affected last, so they shouldn't have windstorm warnings until tomorrow. They will obviously have warnings, so they'll see the most amount of snow. It's just they're getting affected last, so they won't really get those windstorm warnings yet. We also have windstorm watches in effect for Duluth, Minnesota, and south central Minnesota, and we have advisories all the way just away from Green Bay, just surrounding it. We have a couple of advisories also for central South Dakota, and also a couple of advisories for Utah and western Colorado. So we have huge updates. So now we'll be looking at the European radar. Sorry guys, that was all the way out because I was looking at the radar before I made this video. So we're going to be looking at the next 18 hours. Again, we have the snow out here. This will be by later tomorrow. Sorry, no, let me get back to the next 24 hours. So later tomorrow, the next 24 hours, so a bit later on, we'll have quite some heavy snow for areas in Salt Lake City, Wyoming, and that's why we do have blizzard warnings in effect. We will be seeing that very heavy snow out there by later on tomorrow. We'll start to see that snow kind of getting quite crazy out there for Wyoming. We're really seeing some very heavy snow in these areas. We're also going to be seeing quite a bit of snow entering the areas of the plains. So yeah, it's going to be quite some heavy snow at times, like very heavy. As we get into the next 48 hours, it's when it's really going to be quite bad. We'll possibly have multiple blizzard warnings in effect for Nebraska in these areas. We do have the heaviest snow there for more central Nebraska, where we'll have that low pressure system there, and we'll have the most amount of snow kind of covering the plains into the Rochester, all the way from to Denver, Colorado. As we get into the next 60 hours, so this will be by Wednesday, we'll really have these blizzard conditions in effect for northern Wisconsin and Michigan. That's when we'll have those blizzard warnings in effect and windstorm warnings in effect for Michigan, and more for Wisconsin. Then we'll have very heavy snow for Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Rochester just before as we get into Thursday. Again, by Thanksgiving morning, early morning, we'll have that snow. Maybe a couple flurries for Green Bay, Madison, Wisconsin, maybe Milwaukee, and then areas into Duluth. And obviously, we'll have very heavy snow, though, still in effect for those areas in northern Michigan. But again, still should be all out by Thanksgiving, late morning. So now we'll be looking at the GFS radar, and as you can tell, in the next 6 hours, we'll have that snow starting to arrive in these areas into, again, Cheyenne. That's why we had these blizzard warnings, because, again, they're really, really going to get hit really hard very soon. As in the next 12 hours, that's when we start to see that snow pick up for southeastern Wyoming and north central Colorado. That's when we start to see that snow pick up, and we'll have that low pressure system start to move south, so that will bring some more snow for southern Colorado and southern Utah, and eventually northern New Mexico and Arizona. As we go in the next 24 hours, it will start to really intensify, and actually in the next 24 hours, it will be major, obviously a major snowstorm will bring some very heavy snow for much of Nebraska and Colorado. As we get into 36 hours by Wednesday, that's when we'll really have the snow really pick up for areas into Iowa and in the Midwest. Have that very heavy snow for Rochester and Eau Claire, these areas in the Midwest too. In the next 42 hours, this is going to be later Wednesday afternoon. Very heavy snow. Actually, it looks like we can have a bit bigger of a chance for snow near Des Moines, and we'll even have some very heavy snow for northern Iowa. Could possibly see many issues with blizzard conditions and also travel. And then areas in northeast Wisconsin and northwest Wisconsin will get some very heavy snow, and then it should be out by Thursday morning. But obviously, areas into northern Michigan area will actually possibly see a snowy Thanksgiving with a couple flurries and all of that, but nothing super duper duper huge amount. It'll all be out just in time, which will be good. We don't have those problems, even though that won't really affect, really change the fact that there won't be it won't change the fact that there will be huge travel issues, because even though it may not be on Thanksgiving that bad, it will still be really bad just before Thanksgiving. But again, by the next 6 hours, we have that heavy snow again for Cheyenne. We have those incredible heavy snowstorms that affect these areas in Cheyenne. I think we could see these blizzard conditions actually stretch into northern Colorado, just away from Denver. I think we'll have very heavy snow also for southwestern Colorado too. We could have definitely a couple more windstorm warnings in effect. As we get into the next 24 hours, we'll see this huge difference actually now bringing so much more snow into areas in northwestern Kansas. Also very heavy snow for south central Nebraska. By the next 30 hours, that's when we'll start maybe see a couple more blizzard warnings in effect for areas of northeastern Nebraska and also northwestern Iowa. We can really see quite some heavy snow. Could be whiteout conditions. Won't see that much. By the next 34 hours, we can maybe even see blizzard conditions for Rochester and Minneapolis. Can be seeing incredibly heavy snow. It'll be very, very heavy. And we'll also have that lighter snow just behind it with Omaha and Sioux Falls. And then having that heavier band of snow, that first band of snow arriving into areas of Wisconsin. By next 37 hours, it starts to arrive in Michigan, and we'll have this low pressure system kind of dipping to turning in, which will eventually bring that snow more to the north part of Wisconsin and obviously Michigan. And then we'll have a second wave of blizzard conditions. By the next 40 hours, we'll have another wave of blizzard conditions for Rochester. That could be the worst one yet. It'll be the end of it too, and then we'll have lighter snow for Duluth and Eau Claire just ahead of the major snow. And then by the next 44 hours, it will definitely start to pick up for Eau Claire and areas in Minneapolis and St. Paul. We'll start to see some lighter snow, and then we can see huge blizzard conditions for many of these areas right here into Michigan. And then it should roll out by Wednesday night and should be the clear for Thanksgiving morning. So that would be good. At least it's a bit better not having that travel issues at least it's a bit better. We won't have that heavy snow for Thanksgiving. At least we should just get it over with before that. And then again, we have the snowfall totals the European has not updated yet. It doesn't update till later tonight. But again, we have very heavy snow in effect for Denver and Wyoming, up to 14 inches for Cheyenne and Denver. Of course, that's why we could have those blizzard warnings in effect for much of areas more into Colorado by when we wake up tomorrow. We're also going to be seeing up to 10 to 11 inches for Omaha, and maybe even up to 6 to 7 inches for these areas into 6 to 7 inches for Lincoln, Nebraska, and even up to a foot of snow for the southern part of Nebraska, and even half a foot of snow for northwestern Kansas. We'll also be seeing a good amount of snow for Sioux Falls, up to 6 to 7 inches, maybe at least 4 inches, but really, really heavy snow for southeastern South Dakota. We'll also be seeing that very heavy snow, though, for areas Heavy snow for those areas in northwestern Iowa. Could be seeing up to more than up to 9 inches of snowfall. And of course, Rochester and Eau Claire and all the way to the mitten area of Michigan could be seeing way more than a foot. Looks like Minneapolis can be seeing a bit more snow now. Looks like they can be seeing up to a foot of snow, and maybe even Rochester up to 13 inches. And Eau Claire can be seeing up to 11 inches too. And much of northwestern Nebraska, or not Nebraska, Wisconsin could be seeing quite a bit of snow. Duluth could be seeing up to half a foot of snow. And again, of course, that northern part of Michigan could be seeing up to 17 inches of snowfall, which is quite crazy. Let me just make sure I go far enough for this. So again, this is Thanksgiving late morning. Here we'll have the worry about all the way for this right here. As you can tell, we're going to be seeing that very heavy snow. It looks like the heavy snow hasn't really changed that much for Denver. Again, this is the 4:30 update. So again, it looks like we're going to have heavy snow just outside of Denver, up to 14 inches. Denver could be seeing up to about a foot of snow at most. Again, Cheyenne will also be getting around a foot of snow. Areas again near Omaha are looking like their snowfall totals are increasing up to 7 inches of snowfall. Looks like this is the same thing for Lincoln, Nebraska. Not much to change really at that point. We do have a good 6 to 7 inches though to come for much of Nebraska. Maybe even at 9 inches at most, or maybe even 10 inches for the central part of Nebraska. We'll also be seeing a good amount of snow possible for north, central, and northwestern Iowa with up to 11 inches right here. Des Moines could be getting maybe a trace of snow now. Looks like they weren't going to get anything, but now snowfall totals are increasing just a little bit for those areas. Looks like the snowfall totals haven't changed that much, except for Rochester. Now it looks like Rochester will be going only up to 8 to 9 inches instead of a foot of snow with the GFS new update. And it looks like there can be a lot less snow for the areas near Minneapolis. Only in St. Paul, only about 5 to 6 inches. Of course, that's still a lot. It looks like Eau Claire is the same thing, up to 11 inches. So models aren't that different. And then obviously we see up to 18 inches of snow for that northern part of Michigan. So yeah, huge updates for some areas, and then quite a bit of the same thing. As you can tell, hasn't even reached 384 hours yet, and it's been about 2 hours. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye guys. And I'll be doing another possible double upload tomorrow. My grandpa does arrive, and I'll be quite busy tomorrow, so I might just have a double upload, but I'll see what I can do. But yeah, bye guys.